As you know, tonight are promotions, but recently we have been lacking some activity. So we've gone up to a stage where we've bumped up our activity by quite a lot, and then it's slowly been declining from there, including FTL activity. So half of these people here are FTOs, half of those FTOs are retired, and the rest here are just non-FTOs. So as you guys know, you guys have taken the Master Police Officers, Corporals, and FTOs Plus have taken the Corporal exam. Not all of you have passed. We've only had, I believe, one person that passed, and that's going to be the only one that could be promoted, maybe not. So all those other FTOs are unfortunately not going to get promoted due to the Corporal exam, unless Thompson says otherwise. So regarding that, we need some more activity. We need to bring it back to how it was quite a long time ago. When I was here, there was many FTOs active. When I first joined, there was many FTOs active. A few months ago, when Thompson was chief, many FTOs active before that. But again, it's slowly starting to decline. So because of that, Thompson's decided to come back as our chief of police, meaning I'll be going down to assistant chief of police. And Thompson's going to be sorting out the department, basically helping it grow to where it should be. I don't want to say too much because I don't think Thomas wants me to say that much. But yeah, you guys should treat him with the same amount of respect you should be treating him. Same amount of respect you should be treating me, and don't treat it any different. Thompson, you want to go ahead?
Okay, guys. So, how's it going? A few of you actually all of you captains know exactly who I am. Corporals may or may not, and then you lower guys probably don't know who I am. I was chief of police of BCPD I was chief of police, I believe, October, November, and then I left in December. I was in the department for probably 6 or 7 months. And I'm also the assistant department coordinator right now. We've decided, me and Hirsch, the main department coordinator, have decided that it is about time that we step in and take control of PD for the time being, which this is not the only department it's going to happen with, but one at a time. This department needs to be reworked a little bit and needs to get some of its activity back. You guys probably about a month and a half ago had the most active department title, I would say, but with all the probationaries and that, but that has since fallen off. There's a reason for that. I intend to find it. Between the FTOs, a lot of FTOs are currently failing the exam, which is concerning. That's across all departments, though, so take it with a grain of salt. It's not just PD. And the
insufficient
discipline.
permissions.
Some PD members have been lacking discipline throughout the server, so I plan to fix that, to say the least. I'm going to be here for about 2 weeks. Probably going to leave just before mid-month promotion cycle, which is the 17th, I believe. Third Friday of every month. That is when I will leave. There will be a new chief of police when I leave in 2 weeks. It will not be Andrew here. That is yet to happen. He's going to be coming in soon. He is from another department, and he will be taking over chief of police in 2 weeks after he is done with his training and probationary stage, basically. Okay. He is a high command member of another LEO department, so he knows how to, run as a high command member. He's just got to learn how to run as an O1.
Buddy joined your channel.
Before I release you guys the questions, all that, I just want to stipulate that if you have any comments, concerns, whatever you might want to say after I just said all that, please understand, I expect it to be respectful. If it gets out of control, you will be removed from the meeting, okay? So, with that said, if you guys just want to PTS, if you have questions for me, just ask me. If you have questions for Andrew or KC, ask them, okay?
Yeah, Thompson. Can you go back to what were you saying about the other department's high command member?
Goddamn it, exclusive. You didn't listen to the damn thing I said, okay. So, if you didn't hear, like, exclusive, I will not be keeping a 1 for an extended period of time. I will be giving that up on the third Friday of the month, on the 17th, and I will be giving Chief of Police to somebody else. That next Chief of Police will not be Andrew, at least this time. That could change in the next 2 weeks if something happens, but at the moment, the plan is to have someone from another department come in that is a high command member in that department and take over as Chief of Police. Now, he will be in the department in PD for 2 weeks, or just under 2 weeks. He's going to join here in the next day or two, and he will be the acting 05. He will be a commander. He'll be right under KC. After that, when I leave, he will bump up to Chief of Police, because there's no set parameters throughout the high command ranks. You can promote freely throughout the high command ranks, technically. So, he'll be taking over Chief of Police. And yeah, does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else? Quiet crowd, okay.
I actually have something to say, but I don't know how to phrase it without sounding so rude. But it's in its
As long as you don't like.
I'm not trying to like sound rude, but like
Yeah.
since I became a corporal, I've done way a lot for this department. I've had pretty much all the probies, and most of the police officers can vouch for that. And another corporal who's also in this channel. So I'm not saying we're fault, but we need more FTO stuff. And yeah, pretty much just to
You
go
need
along
more
with,
FTO stuff, as in you want to be certified as an FTO, or you want more to do as an FTO?
no, I don't want more to do, but I don't want to have it like where I have to do more than I need to. Because I've done a lot of ride-ons.
So let me explain what's going to be happening probably here in the next 2 weeks or so. Probably right after I leave the department. Odds are, I can go ahead and tell you guys this because it's not really a secret at this point. There is a possibility. Now, this still has not been approved by the main department coordinator, which it does need to be approved. But there is a possibility in about 2 weeks here we will have an FTO department. What that entails, you might ask.
Buddy in your channel
That Okay, somebody timed out. That entails that all FTOs across the 5 main departments, those being BCPD, SO, HP, FD, and Dispatch, will all fall under the chain of command of the FTO department when it comes to training guidelines. Okay, if that happens, if this does go through, all of the departments will have the exact same pipeline with just different versions. Like FD will have their. The way it'll work is you'll apply, you'll get accepted, you'll go through an interview stage. You will then do an exam for your department. So if you're law enforcement, you'll do an LEO exam. If you're fire, you'll do a fire exam. If you're dispatch, you'll do a dispatch exam. And that's with an FTO. That FTO, odds are, as long as nothing changes, will grade that right after you're done with the exam. So you don't have to wait or anything. That FTO will grade it. And then after that, you will be actually assigned to the department. That's when you will receive your probationary status. And then you will move on to 3 ride-alongs. After that, you're qualified to get promoted. Any additional training the departments want to do is on them, but it cannot restrict people's promotions out of probationary. Only the ones that are mandated by the FTO department. Does that make sense?
Wait, so kind of like DOJ type? thing?
Uh, not there's it's based on the idea of DOJ, but there's a lot like, for example, something that we're not doing. DOJ allows you to cross train in other departments. So, for
Mhm.
example, an LEO can do like trainings, interviews, and that for the fire department if he gets qualified. We're not doing that. You have to stick to your department. That's one thing we're changing. The rank structure is not the same. And we're not doing in-game trainings as a requirement. That's not the ride-alongs. I guess you can count as in-game training, but there will not be an in-game training that you must attend because the exam is in place. So if the exam is a pass or fail, it asks you the questions about 1011s, 1080s, things like that. It will most likely be open book, so we'll allow them to read the SOP in that. The reason for that is if they don't know it, they can read the SOP and learn about it. That works for us, and they can base their thing off the SOP if they want. They just can't copy and paste. They have to use their own words. And as long as they do that, they should know everything you need to know that you would learn in a training. The ride-alongs will be in place. There will be guidelines for them for all departments to ensure that they know all this. There will be questions that FTOs will ask for all this. If it does go through, the way it will work is FTAs, MPOs, or well, for PD, MPOs, Master Police Officers will be able to apply for FTA. The corporal exam will go bye-bye. And the only requirement you need to get corporal is to become an FTA. So to do that as an MPO, you apply for FTA, get your FTA status. After that, you're accepted. Now, before you can get sergeant, however, you will need to qualify as an FTO. So when you get FTA, there will be 3 qualifications that you need to meet to get FTO. Those are you need to be an interview certified, so basically corporals. If you're an FTO, if you get FTO ahead of time before promotions, you're going to be able to do interviews as corporals. You'll be able to the ride along certification and the exam certification. Those are all 3 separate certifications that you will have to obtain to get your FTO status, your full FTO status. After that, there's no requirements. So basically, the only requirements to rank up, out, not including probationary with the ride alongs, is an FTO application, interview, and then you need to get your certifications. And that's for corporal and sergeant. So that's how that will work. Does that make sense? Who asked? Kevin?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
It will give you more work. Odds are, depending on how many applications, it could give you more work depending on how many applications you guys receive, because there will be activity requirements in the FTO department stipulating you have to do so-and-so interviews, things like that. But it's not going to be like you need to do 5 interviews and 5 ride-alongs, things like that. The way it's going to work is each of them gives a point. So as an FTA, you need to accumulate 5 points a month.
Okay.
Interviews,
Sorry.
huh?
I was gonna say, since I got 22 ride-alongs done, can I add all 22 points?
So the point system is not really set in place. We're kind of testing it at the moment, trying to figure out what we like. But at the moment, FTAs are a 5-point requirement. They can do they need to get certified. The way you're going to get certified in these interviews and that is you basically do sit-ins. So an FTO and an FTO evaluator will be in an interview, and you will. One sec, someone's DMing me. You will sit in and listen to the interview, and you'll just take notes, do what you need to do. The FTO evaluator afterwards will train you, have you ask questions, things like that. It will be a process. All the training for FTO to get all 3 of your certifications will take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. So you could knock that out in one day, or you could do it. It totally depends on what the FTO evaluator wants to do. So that will be up to the FTO department, though. Any more questions? I know that was a bit of a tangent, so I do apologize, but. No more questions? Going once? Going twice? Okay. With that said, guys, if you do have any questions that you can't think about and you think about them at a later date, feel free to DM me, or obviously you can DM any of the other high command members. If you have any questions regarding the FTO department, if you are an FTO here, you can DM me. I'm the one overseeing it at the moment. I'm making all the documents for it and that. With that said, if there's no further questions, you guys are free to go unless Casey or Andrew have anything to say.
Not really. I think you kind of summed everything up.
Okay. With that said, you guys are dismissed. Have a nice day.
Thank you for your time.
Tom's gonna be back to talk to you after.
Yep, sure. Wait, who wants to
User
talk?
disconnected from
It's
your
me.
channel.
Me and Devin.
Okay, gotcha. Give me a moment. Let me drag you up.
Buddy was moved out of your channel. Buddy disconnected. User left your channel.
So tell me exactly